this PSEA assessment list, we have conducted a series of advanced training on PSEA for national implementing partner, whereby we were really going with them into all the SCA minimum standards, from the policies to the role of the HR. And one component of the training was related to the safety of our programming. And in this, safety of our programming, we were highly using the tools developed by Empowered Aid. Also, we have used Empowered Aid finding to shed or to really enhance this, as I said, the GBV risk mitigation component of this training, and really letting them see the full picture of humanitarian assistance. We really don't look with them only on the distribution side, but we were really letting them think on how they use or they do information sharing about their program, how women and girls have access to their program and whether it is safe or not, letting them really see what is going on in the distribution side or in the places where programs are implemented, and whether community or beneficiaries have access to proper complaint mechanisms.
I have used these tools as practical examples while teaching how research is quantitative and qualitative research should be contextualized and should be and what is a method using mixed approaches between desk research, between focus group, interviews, surveys, and others, as we usually do as sociologists.
URDA already implements one of the recommendations that are in the findings, which is sex segregated lines, and as well as having a female aid worker on the field during the distribution, especially that our organization distributes in-kind assistance. So the beneficiary needs to be there present to pick up their assistance item. But after the project, we insisted more, especially in the relief sector, to have a female worker present 90% of the time during the distributions.
These are practical recommendations that we can work within the resources we have to implement. They are not recommendations that require you to invest a lot of resources in effecting them to create a safe environment for women. I'll give you an example. There are recommendations on making sure that the sanitary facilities at the distributions should be disaggregated, sex disaggregated for female and male. It's just a matter of getting signage on each of them, having signage for each of them, having toilets at the distribution that have inside locks. These are recommendations that do not require a lot of investment. Having staff that can train others, that can make sure the community is empowered. They have information about empowered aid, they have information about sexual exploitation and abuse, and they are able to report these cases when they come their way. I believe these recommendations are very practical, they are very easy to implement, and organizations that commit themselves to this would really do create a very safe environment for women and girls.
Personally, I've shared it with the UNDP, because UNDP has a lot of stakeholders and other actors, including the other UN agencies like UN Women, UNFPA, and they're all part of the Spotlight project. So I felt that would be a very good platform to share such findings. But also within our programming, we as an institution, if we get such kind of reports, it informs us that if we are planning for a project, regardless of what type, not only distribution, by the way, because in this point you're seeing it as a distribution concern, but it could be, let's say, a skills training program where these kind of issues arise. It could be let's say farming, agricultural programs. So really for us, this has helped us to reprogram our projects, and to also look into how we integrate the aspect of fighting exploitation and some of the harassments. that the most vulnerable people get.